Okay. There we go. I mean, not terrible. I'm Trent. Welcome to another episode of Tractor Roy. We got the WD45 number 2 in here today. This is the parts tractor. We're going to try and make a not parts tractor. First thing we're going to do is take this loader frame off. This is actually meant for a D17 Allis Chalmers, not a WD45. And I don't have the loader for it, so it kind of doesn't do me any good other than get in the way. After that, I'm thinking that the engine's locked up, so I'm going to pull the head off of this thing. It's not too much effort, and I'll be able to get a look. And even if it's not stuck, I'll be able to tell what's going on. So my issue is I can't turn it off the front of the crankshaft here. I got a big pipe wrench with a cheater bar on there. It won't move at all. My concern is either the transmission locked up, which is a very real possibility. These things are notorious for those shifter, the balls on the end of the shifter to pop out of the shift rail so you can get stuck in 2 gears at once. So it could be either that or the engine's locked up. I guess it's about 6 one, half dozen the other. If we pull the head off, we'll be able to see what those cylinders look like, those pistons. So if it's not locked up, then we'll at least know what's going on. Just throw a new head gasket on there, slap it back together. Maybe we can do some other gasket work in there while we're at it. If that doesn't help us, we'll probably pop open the transmission. There's not a whole lot to those either that we really got to look at. Just pull that top cover off because the shift forks are attached to the bottom of that. And we'll just look in there and see if those shift collars have slid one direction or another. So first off, we're going to pull this thing. Okay, front's taken apart here. What do we got? 4 bolts down the side. That looks bigger than 3/4. Hey, look what I found. This will be way nicer than the ground. Dang, between the safety glasses and the rolly seat, might actually be a real mechanic here for too long. Well, hopefully I caught that. I think when I was picking that thing up, I shut the camera off. The remote was in my pocket. What is leaking out of here? Ugh. Must have just been water left over in that tube. Hey, this one doesn't have as much of the bracket left. That's cool. I think it's probably about 10 o'clock at night right now. I think my goal is going to be to, pull this side off and then pop that head. I'll probably call the video there, but we'll get a look inside of this thing. See if we can get an idea of what's going on. Whoa. Hey. Get my wrench out of there before I forget it. Pull that little guy off of there. There. I don't think I did any more damage than we already had. Oh, this one feels heavier. Oh, I'm also more in the way. Oh no. I don't know what I'm going to do with these things yet. They're kind of big. Dang, this thing looks good now. Looks much better without that loader on there. Or that loader frame. Wasn't even a loader. Oh, I'm out of breath. Okay, I think now what I ought to do is pull off this manifold. Broken anyways. Okay, we'll go ahead and zip everything off. Pretty much all disconnected anyways. Just from it being partially scavenged. 9/16. Oh, that's a 5/8. Why is that one a 5/8? Why did they decide what's what here? Or how did they? Oh yeah, snapped it right off. That's okay. Yeah, let's see. How many more can we get? They're just studs. Hello, come out. I guess I don't really need to save those nuts either. No way I'm going to reuse those. Oh, except for one. Well, still not. Last one. Let's see. Can we break 3? Oh, yeah. There's 3. Nice. 6 studs. We only broke half of them. Okay, now hopefully, let's go ahead and break that the rest of the way. Wow, we are solid, half solid. Wow. What in the world? I don't quite get that. Okay, this is actually a really cool feature. Most of the time, let's see, we got some water in there. So, cool feature of this thing. Your intake and exhaust manifold on like vehicles are totally separate. And then on a lot of tractors, they're mated together. So it's just a manifold, your intake and exhaust. This is still a 2-piece manifold. You know, you have half the intake and half the exhaust. Just makes it a little bit lighter. I wonder how bad this is going to be. I mean, I'm not getting my hopes up on this thing. I bought it for parts. I paid parts price for it. What the heck? Shoot. Oh, this looks so bad. Oh. Yep. Yep. Makes you wonder how many decades it takes of water just running into here and sitting. And this was a pretty nice tractor. Like, it's pretty. I don't know if, maybe it looks like they painted it, but it looked in decent shape. I mean, it obviously been used, but the other one, the one that I use all the time, seems like it's in worse shape. Obviously not, though. It runs. I'll go ahead and pull all these off. There. Hey, we actually look pretty good under here. So, what I'll do now is just tap each of these valve springs and see which of these valves are hung up. From the looks of it, that one's closed, that one's closed. Oh, no, so we're probably going to have issues on 2. Oh, hopefully just cylinder 2. Oh, see, if it bounces, it means the spring's working and the valve's freed up. Yeah, that one you can't really tell because it's compressed. That one's stuck. Well, it's actually moving. We'll see. So that one's stuck. But that's the exhaust also, so we'll probably have to take that out. So we have issues on number 3 exhaust and number 2 exhaust. Number 3, the valve moved. But number 2, it's just stuck down. Oh, it looks like I got to take off my rocker arm assembly. Oh, you really should do this evenly after I don't. Okay, then we got to take off. I don't know if you can see that, but this oil feed line right here, it's just a little flare nut on this other side. We want to pop that off. That just sends oil up to this rocker arm shaft. See? Yeah, I might have bent it a little bit, but we'll live. So this whole thing should come up now. Yup. Oh, we gotta. Yep, there we go. Okay, and there's 2 types of people. People who like to order these, put them back in the same spot. I'm not going to be one of those. It's on a tractor. It's not on a race engine. I kind of would bet that these ones are all okay too. I bet you my issue is just going to be number 2 cylinder. And the valves on 2 and 3. But we'll see. I'll just vacuum this all out when we're done. So to torque these, you start in the middle and kind of work out in a circle. I guess I'll kind of do that backwards with this. Old oil in here, that's for sure. Well, when I bought this thing, I was not planning on having to dig into it like this, but oh well. You win some, you lose some. Okay, this should be it. Okay, we're wiggling. Okay. There we go. Oh, there we go. Huh. Yeah. I mean, not terrible. Okay, so as far as the bottom of the head goes, it's actually not, I mean, it's not as bad as what I thought it would be. So 2 and 3 are the issue ones. 1 was closed, 4 was closed. It looks like it just started leaking in on 2 especially. 3 is, the valves all move though. So I think I'm just going to be able to pull the valves out, clean them out, see what happens. So I filled this up with Marvel Mystery Oil. I was hoping that I could free it up. That was before I realized that these things got filled with water. I don't know. I got to clean it up or get all that oil out, see how bad those sleeves look. But we'll probably have to rebuild this thing. But I guess we'll see what happens. Wow, there's a horrible carbon ring on these things, though. So, wow, it's kind of hard to tell. It doesn't look like we had any head gasket failures, which is kind of irrelevant now, but that's kind of a good thing to keep an eye on. I suppose I'm going to call it there. So I just realized I forgot to record this. So 1 and 4 look okay. 2 and 3 look like they're the ones that are stuck. They're the ones that had the exhaust valves open that had water in there for a while. So I think that's going to do it here for this episode of Tractor Roy, where we're working on WD45 number 2. Number 1 is the one that I use all the time. So we're just calling this one 452. I don't know, something like that. It's kind of unfortunate the shape that this engine's in, but we can fix it. We're just going to have to throw new sleeves in there, new pistons. Those come with a rebuild kit, so it's not a huge deal. We'll see how much farther we want to get into this thing at that point. I don't really want to split this thing if I don't have to, so I'm hoping I can just do an in-frame from it, knock them out from the bottom. We'll see how bad it is. So check out the next episode. We'll probably be disassembling this thing, knocking out all these pistons, trying to get these middle two freed up, taking the sleeves out, and getting ready for a rebuild. Make sure that there's nothing else we got to worry about before we go ahead and order that rebuild kit. So keep up on this thing and check out all the other videos that are across the channel. Make sure to subscribe, like this video. Helps out the channel a whole bunch. And I hope I'll catch you on the next one.